If if we do move into one of the areas that I'm working with all the time, sex
Right.
on love addiction, um, you know,
Yeah.
sex and porn is at pandemic levels. I mean,
Mm.
pandemic levels. Remember, this is our 10-year-olds right up to our 75-year-olds. Our
Yeah.
10-year-olds are exchanging this material on their phones in the
Mm.
playground. It's a big problem. And porn. There's something that shifted during COVID lockdown. The use of porn and accessing porn went up exponentially worldwide,
Mm.
massively. And actually, women have become compulsive and addicted to it much more. This isn't the preserve of men. It really
No.
isn't. It's
Right.
men and women and children.
Mm.
But there will have been a lot of women who will have avoided porn stuff because we're very different in our wiring. Men are visually stimulated. Women are much more the spoken word, the romance. So you need the full gamut. Us men can give up the foreplay and just go straight in. That's not good because the
Mhm.
female body isn't made like that at all.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of retraining. But during the pandemic, a lot of women separated from their partners may have started using gadgets to do sex with each other in separate locations. Now, what they may not have realized is how the brain now, having enjoyed and liked that new novelty,
Mhm.
now that lockdown has changed and they can be back together, they find they've gravitated back at times to still using the gadgets, even in separate rooms or same room. But what it means is that boundary they got in place where, nah, I don't need porn, I don't do porn, because they're now viewing each other on a screen, etc. It means the brain is not now able to distinguish between somebody else's body that you're looking at on a screen. So a lot of women have moved into porn unwittingly and
Mhm.
have realized it and have actually become addicted to various
Mhm.
things and don't realize it. But you see, there's something about men and porn, tut tut, naughty, naughty. But what we're missing a lot of the times is women and romantic novels. Now, this is something society isn't even recognizing. 50 Shades of Grey. We know it's
Mhm.
porn, but no, this is good reading. You can read because it's been normalized as a good book for the beach, for the bus, and anybody seen the title now, no problem because it's been made into a movie. So you can go and watch. So no problem. But it is porn. It absolutely
Mhm.
is. And it's gone up levels. All you have to do is put romance in the search on Netflix and Amazon Prime. Take a look
Mhm.
at the stuff. 365 days and different. Oh my goodness, you've got porn. The problem is, um, a lot of women are using porn, sorry, using
Mhm.
novels, romantic novels, and not seeing an issue with it because they're just
Yes.
reading a book. But they haven't
Mm.
realized it's become their their bedtime cup of cocoa, so to speak, to help them get to sleep. But
Right.
actually, there are some issues where many have become addicted to romantic novels, but they don't realize it. Just like men have become addicted to porn. But of course, society says tut 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 to porn. But what's the
Yeah.
problem with romantic novels where you're fantasizing about this knight in shining armor that's gonna, and ultimately there will be a bit of sex in the fantasy, but that's a part of the full gambit. That's okay.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying some stuff is breaking down relationships and impacting sex between the couple that they don't necessarily realize because their brains have become sensitized to each other's bodies.
Right. And so that's what you were explaining about the porn and women, the misconception about porn, and also the fact that we children, and that I think that will be actually a really good episode to do. I actually
Mm,
leaning into that quite a lot because that is an area that all what you said is that are very much areas that I would love to know more about, and I'm sure my listeners would too. But the porn thing, I don't think much conversation has been done around that.
Ooh,
and how
it's just,
early.
you can't admit it. Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's a bit, I'm afraid I just talk it.
yeah, yeah.
And before breakfast, I mean, sex before breakfast, Caroline, this is just not a British thing to do. Oh, this is not very good.
But I think that's what I mean, is that kind of trying to break the mold of what is seen as sexual wellness,
Yeah,
and how early it can start.
yeah,
How early you talked about children being having access to this rare, they don't need to go to the shop and
at
pull
all.
out Playboy from the top shelf.
At all.
They have it on their phones
Yeah.
through internet and exchanging, as you said. So I would love that to be our first
Okay.
um, episode together. That sounds so interesting and something that needs to be talked about a little bit more. Do you feel okay with that, Gary?
Absolutely. We'll add the thing of love addiction as well. Because so you hear me talk
Yeah.
sex addiction, porn addiction, love addiction. Actually, they are different things. The love
Mm,
addiction, you can look it up in Google, but it will give you a definition. Now, the way I approach love addiction is something about attachment issues that happen back there, causes us, many people, to use, for example, dating sites, social media to try and make contact, to try and get relationships. But so
right.
often, what they're trying to do is get love and affection because of an attachment void deficit that got set up back there.
Okay.
So they get hurt. So a lot of
Mm,
women will give up sex too quickly. The male will
yeah.
take it. Thank you very much. I do love you, love you, love you. Sex is done. A few more times, then I'm gone. She's broken up. She's hurt, and she gave it too soon, she felt, and his commitment wasn't there, and she's devastated. But eventually, she gets up. She does it again with dating sites or whatever. And again, the cycle keeps on because what she's trying to do is fill a void, a need to be wanted, a need for love and affection and to be owned by somebody. But it's an attachment void that got set up back there in childhood. And until she begins to understand that, she's going to keep on getting hurt, searching for a male or whatever her partner preference is, to fill a void. And it's a black
Yeah.
hole until you deal with the attachment issues.
Mm.
Over 36,000 downloads of the Sex, Porn, Love Addiction podcast in just 2 years. You're missing out. Take a look.